I'm Scott Alan Miller, and this is my daily life living in Leon, Nicaragua. Today, I'm bringing you some information about a little project that I'm doing to enhance or use some older material from the channel here that I think will be a little bit interesting for those of you who've been around for a while. I've been making these vlogs for actually quite a long time. I started playing around with some of this around 2014. I've been making videos for a long time, but we didn't start really making vlogs in earnest until 2019. Just before I came back to Nicaragua for the first time, and then I still was very bad at it. In 2019, I did a little bit of filming and really got into the vlogging thing. Because of COVID, we had a delay, and then in 2021, we moved down to Nicaragua full-time, and I brought some cameras and started vlogging. But 2021 was a rough year for making some good content. So I've been working on how we're going to make this a little bit more accessible to you guys, because we do have a lot of fans. We do have a lot of people who've joined long since then. And right after the bump, we are going to talk about how I'm making this more accessible for you guys. Before we get into today's topic, today is a Thursday. On every Thursday, we try to do a live stream. So please prepare to join me this afternoon at more or less 5 o'clock Central Time or Mountain Standard Time in the United States. We'll jump on and we will try to go deep into the night. We get quite a few hours in. It's a great time to get on and connect with me in real time. It's just a fun time to hang out, and a lot of people are on and you can interact with them as well. You can chat right in the live stream, so it's pretty cool. And if you haven't thought about doing it, putting it on a TV, having some popcorn and a beer, and you can put the chat on your phone, so you have the show on the big screen and you're just chatting on your phone. It actually works really well. So a lot of people do that. Just something to think about if you haven't done it. But please join us. It is a lot of fun. We love it when we get new people on. All right, so 2021, we moved to Nicaragua early in the year. So the early part of the year, the show was pretty boring because we were still sitting around in Texas fantasizing about finally getting to move abroad permanently. So it was a bit of a rough start to the year. By the time we came down and first moved, we were super busy dealing with the logistics of the move. I really didn't have time to start vlogging at that point. I had vlogged all through 2019, 2020, and early 2021 from the United States, but it's super boring because it was COVID. So we were trapped in the house and it was just me in the yard telling about the nothingness that was going on with our day. But I was getting a pattern down, so at least that much was good. So much of the year came in spits and starts as I tried to figure out what to do, and the show really evolved throughout 2021. In much of the summer of that year, I only put out 1 or 2 episodes per month. By the end of the year, we had gotten into a daily routine. At the beginning of the year, we were doing single shot recordings with no editing. By the end of the year, we were editing shows together to some degree and starting to have a bit of a format and using better cameras. And you can really see the show evolve throughout the year. And by early 2022, we really got our feet under us and started making a show much like what we have today. Of course, we have evolved since then for a lot of reasons, but 2022 is more like today than it is on any of the time since has been like 2021. But there's a lot of great content in 2021. It was an adventurous year for us as we came out of COVID, moved to a new country, figured out the vlog, and just had a lot of adventures being new to the country. So for a lot of you who are new expats or fans of the show or considering moving to a new country, I think seeing a lot of those videos about what our first year was like is super valuable. But it's really important to understand that loads and loads of 2021's content is terrible. I've been back watching many of the episodes, and so many of them are painfully boring. I wasn't sure what to do, wasn't sure what to film, and I know what you're going to say. Scott, you're still painfully boring. You go on, and you're not out walking around very much. Yeah, I know, but trust me, it's better now. If you go back, some of those episodes that I'm not going to have you guys watch, they're pretty rough. Now, of course, if you want to go back and watch all of 2021, I encourage you to do so. Hit like on every single video, leave a comment, let me know that you're watching those old videos. That would be amazing, but I don't expect people to do that. And if you do that, please, I'm warning you, you will be bored. You're just doing it to make me happy, which I appreciate. But what I'm doing is I'm putting together and releasing today a playlist, the best of 2021 playlist. Valentina and I have been spending the last couple weeks going through and trying to audit every one of the old episodes to decide which are boring as all get out, which ones are actually worth watching. And keep in mind, the episodes in 2021 are generally pretty short, so this is not a huge commitment. And we're trying to distill down to about 30 of the best episodes. And remember, like I said, they're often 3 to 8 minutes, not like the big 25 to 50 minutes as we often get today, and really have like 30 episodes that start from when we moved to Nicaragua and goes through the end of the year to give you guys some of the highlights of what was actually exciting about 2021 and protect you from some of the boring episodes. So we've been going back through and putting in all the show notes as best we can, adding thumbnails because a lot of them are missing for those episodes, and then creating this playlist that takes you in order through the episodes that we think are good. And some of the cool things that went on, of course, was our move to Nicaragua. That alone was a big deal. Taking over a new hotel and running a restaurant for the first time of our own. We skip all the drama with going to the aduana, but of course those episodes are there in 2021 if you want to go watch those separately. We did the dredging of Isla Juan Venado when the estuary silted up. That was some amazing content in the early part of the year, and then touring that estuary. So there's some cool footage in there. Our first Christmas here in Nicaragua and so forth. So I really encourage those of you who are truly looking to get a little bit more of what our feeling was in that first year. Now I'm giving you retrospectives. But at that time, I was telling everything in real time. So it's a bit more raw as the experience of a new expat having just moved to Nicaragua. And we were still discovering a lot of things. Did we want to be investors? We weren't sure yet. Were we all going to do it together, or were we going to do it separately? There's episodes where we're doing it separately. What was going to go on with the hotel? The hotel and a restaurant that we have completely different than what it is today. Our vision, our belief that maybe it would actually be profitable. We were pretty naive there, right? There's a ton of learning and discovery experiences that happened in 2021. So whether you just want to help support the channel by watching those episodes, and make sure, give them a like and leave a comment anytime you can, really does help. Trust me, it's a real thing. Or you are looking to see what that raw experience was like. And if you've ever been skipping watching those old episodes because they were pretty boring on average, this should distill it down to interesting highlights, whether it's I'm walking in a cool location, a neat event has happened, really important information is going on, or the first time that my daughter's walking with me to go to a pulperia, or whatever. All that stuff is in that year. So this has been a lot of work putting this together for all of you. I hope you appreciate it. I hope we get a lot of views in that. That'd be awesome to see a big spike in views as all you guys run out and start watching those episodes. But they're so short and so accessible. I think you'll find it interesting to see where we came from and gives us a bit of a vision as to where we're going. So thank you so much for joining me. Of course, get in the show notes. You can help support the channel here by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/ScottAlanMiller. That helps as well. The direct income from those things help pay for all the tools and cameras and software and things that we need. Is a lot of subscriptions and licensing that we have to do the show. So it really does hit us. You guys make that possible. But of course, every extra video you watch does help support us. So please go do that. Plus all of our other channels and social media and contact information, all in the show notes. Plus how to send in a video question of your own. Please don't forget to get involved with the live stream tonight or any Thursday, but tonight we're calling you out. Please come join us tonight. And of course, get in the comments, say hello on this video. Let us know if you're going to go check out that 2021 playlist. I will link it at the end of this video. I linked it at the beginning of the video. It'll be linked in the show notes. Trust me, you'll be able to find it. And of course, if you just go into our playlist, it'll be there, the best of 2021. I'm Scott Alan Miller. I will see all of you tomorrow.